Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just getting ready to go fishing right here, and I got an email just now about my boat batteries. I guess when I made that video, I think I've opened more questions than I provided answers, I believe. Well, I'm gonna kind of go over all this right here real quick. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way right here. Get this camera stand out of the way, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly how my boat is set up and how my batteries are set up and what kind of batteries exactly I use, and see if we can't answer some of these questions. Hang on just a second, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's see. All right, there we go. Let me turn this camera around. All right, here's the back of where I keep my batteries at. Let me walk around the other side. We'll get you over here. There we go. These are the exact batteries I use right here. Let me move these cables out of the way so y'all can see this maybe. If you notice the number right there, it says 100. Let me see if I got that on there or not. 150 amps right there. That's the most important part of the whole thing right here. Everybody seems to have got that confused. With the 100 amp hour battery. The 100 amp hour means that's the capacity of the battery. That's not the BMS amperage. The BMS amperage on the battery is that number right there, says 150 amps, maximum discharge current. That's what you want to be concerned about the most. So what that does is, let me turn that back around, there we go. What that does is, like I said, the 100 amp hour is the capacity of the battery. That's how much power is stored in the battery. The 150 amp BMS, what that is how much current it'll let out at a time. Now, if it's 100 amp BMS battery, which is what I got up front right here, I'll show you that in just a minute. It only lets out 100 amps at one time. Now, if you run as much stuff as I do, I can show you how I got this all set up right here. There we go. This right here goes to my cameras. If y'all can see this right here. Let me shorten this stick up here. That's a little easier to handle. This right here, this goes to that battery right over there. This right here is nothing more than a plug. Here's another one right here, just like it right there. And I put these, let me get loose. I put these things on all my batteries. And if I got to plug anything into it, anything auxiliary, like say like this right here where I run my cameras at, I can plug it right in, no problem. See, this right here, just an old cigarette lighter kind of plugs, all that is right here. And that's just a charge port that I plug into it. Now, not everybody's gonna run all this crazy stuff I run. And my battery charger, I had people ask about my battery charger. That's it right there. I got it mounted in there upside down to where I can see these lights right here. If I had it the other way, the lights would be down below the battery and I wouldn't be able to see it. So it's just mounted upside down. But that's a Minn Kota 4-bank charger right there, and it charges lead acid and lithium. That's one thing that's important. You know, if you have lithium batteries, you got to have a lithium charger too, because the lead acid charger won't charge them up. Now, let me move up here. Now, as far as my graph and stuff right here, this, I know it's a crazy concoction looking stuff. I got a battery camera that mounts right here. This right here is a computer fan that blows on that camera, trying to keep it from getting hot. So you got a camera here and a computer fan there. You get my graph right there. Move up here to the front right here. Here's another camera that goes right here. That's where the 360 camera goes. Got 2 more graphs right here. This is a Humminbird Helix unit right here, and this is my Garmin 126 Ultra. And then of course up here is this Minn Kota Ultrex. And it's a Livescope mounted on the Ultrex. So I'm running this Livescope, and the one y'all see me using the most is this one right here, mounted on the pole right here. This is the 34, this is a 32. Now, the reason why I have this on here is because when the fish are roaming around I can chase them down with that one right there. If I can see the fish with this transducer right here, the trolling motor's pointed at him, so I can go straight to him. Now, when I'm in spot lock mode, fish those brush piles, this is always the one I'm using right here. Let me walk around the other side here real quick. Now, of course, this is my brakes right here. Little Minn Kota trolling motor. And I got those brakes are hooked to this battery right here. That's probably that, yeah, that's the cable going to it right there. And the way I got it wired up, this right here is the ground wire going up to the front. Now it goes up to the front and turn around and comes right back down and goes into the motor. Then I'll show you how I got it hooked right here. That way I don't really have a hot wire running up here to the motor. It's just a ground wire. And that's a little old pedal right there that I press, and it gives the motor a ground and it comes on. So it's just a momentary switch. I've got that listed down in the description on that thing. And that motor there, that's a Quest Ultrex. That thing is a monster. Let me tell you what, I done showed y'all this thing already. It is crazy. There's my hand. It's crazy how big this thing is. And it is extremely heavy too. That's one thing I don't like about it. This is my pole. Of course, y'all seen how I work this thing right here with a little pole I put on there to turn it with. And this is it. That's the pole I turn it with, and that's the little socket thing that goes on the end of it right there that I can turn it with. I always put your pool noodle on the end of it, so if you drop it in the water, it won't sink. That sucker will go down. Here's another auxiliary right here. I mean, I have this one right here is hooked to that battery. So all of these auxiliary ports I have on my boat are all hooked to these lithium batteries back here. These batteries right here are total load. Let me tell you what, they are always under a load. That's why, you know, with 150 amp on the solar motor, because that solar motor up there is so dang big. And I got so many, I got 4 cameras running off of this thing, plus this port right here I use to charge the batteries on the drone. Now that's you see I got this right here just to charge my my screen on my drone, and I got these other 2 right here to charge the batteries. So this one here's got toting the load right here all by itself. Solar motor is on the batteries. Cameras, 2 more cameras on the batteries. A fan. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Let me show you if I can get out of there. That's it right there. That's what I run on my graph. That's a 100 amp hour battery right there. I mean, yeah, 100 amp BMS batteries. All of them 100 amp hour batteries. And if you notice, they're 24 group batteries, like a car battery size right here. And if you, like me, and you don't have room for them, you see I don't have any more room, they fit perfect in there. And some people ask me, so why don't you just run a 24 volt battery? Well, because I need all of this 12 volt stuff. If it's one big old 24 volt battery, I'd have to have some kind of regulator on there to run my solar motor back here and all the cameras. The cameras are all 12 volt. You know, everything in my boats basically is 12 volt. And but anyhow, that battery right there under my console, if y'all can see that, it's also a Vatrer battery. I believe in these batteries right here, man. I tell you what, these things are some kind of awesome good right there. Whoops, hit the thing. And up here, I have another port. This right here is running 2 more cameras. So you see that I use an awful lot of battery. I mean, it's crazy how much battery power it takes to make these videos and use all the cameras that I do. Anyhow, I hope this right here answers some of y'all's questions on my batteries right here. Father's Day, let me tell you, it may, by the time this video comes out, it may already be past, I don't know, but get your wife buy you one of these batteries right here. And if you get one, you know, I use Vatrer. I mean, that's just the batteries I like. I don't have any trouble out of these things right here. They work great all the time. I've never had to call support for anything, so they're good. I would, you know, all of them, all of Vatrer's batteries now comes with 150 amp BMS. Battery BMS means battery management system, that manages your battery. And so all of their batteries come with it now. You can't even, I don't even think you can buy that battery right there anymore. That's an older battery, but it still works perfect. I mean, I don't have any trouble out of that thing. And but anyhow, if you need some batteries in your boat right there, instead of buying an AGM that's going to last you maybe 5 years, then with AGM that's good a little while. But on my cranking battery, it's under all that right there. That's a lead acid battery. That's an AGM battery. Now the lithiums that I have are for trolling motor only. They're not the crank battery. And also I wanted to tell y'all right, I run this right here. It's 4-gauge wire up to my trolling motor from the batteries right here. You notice everything in this boat has a fuse on the wire. I mean everything. There's nothing that don't have a fuse. And that's really important too. Fuses, when they blow, they stop the current breakers. They do a good job. I don't completely trust them. But anyhow, AGM on the cranking is my preference. They come out with some lithium cranking batteries now, and I haven't had a chance to try them, so I really can't comment on them. But that's the whole 9 yards, guys. Everything is, you know, everything is hooked to these two batteries right here, except my graph right up there. It's got that graph and those two graphs up front, and both Livescopes are hooked to that battery right there. The reason why I do that right there is so there's no noise coming off of anything on the boat, like the trolling motor. I don't want that noise coming through in that battery, which I've never seen it do, but you never know what happened. Or the live well coming on, you know, and that noise. I just don't want any of that noise going through. That's why my screen is so clear, you know. One of the reasons anyhow probably is because I don't have any noise going in that battery right there from fans and motors and all that kind of stuff, you know, creating a lot of junk on the screen. Another thing I want to show you guys there real quick, I'm gonna have to cut it. I keep forgetting to tell y'all everything, is this is a battery app. Let me get in the shade where y'all can see this thing. There we go. This thing monitors your batteries. And you can see what they're doing all the time right there. You know, if you want to know how much battery you got left and all that kind of stuff right there. You can click on each individual battery right there, and you see it says it's charged at 100%. You can watch how the cells are balanced and all that stuff, the temperature of the battery. It's got, you know, it's got pretty much everything. And let me just set it down this way. It's a lot easier to do than trying to hold it with my hand. Back at it, you go to the other battery, same thing, you know, it's showing this at 100%, you know, and it's showing what the temperature of the battery is, and showing how well the cells are balanced. You see those cells are almost perfect. I mean, you can't beat these batteries, man. They're just about good as it gets right here. Get back out of that. There we go. You can go and look at each individual cell like that right there, and it'll show you everything you want to know about the battery. I mean, it's just, you see how well balanced they are, and that's what you want. So you know, Bluetooth, if you like all this fancy stuff right here, you know, this got it. It's got everything on it. I mean, that's how I got it all set up, guys. These little plugs right here, if you put them on your batteries when you buy them, I get these off of Amazon. That's 10-gauge wire. You can hook stuff to your batteries, just plug it right in like a light at nighttime if you want to go out at night. And a Q-beam or a spotlight or something like that right there, that's plenty of heavy-gauge wire right there to cover all that kind of stuff. Man, go lithium on your trolling motor there. And let me get all this back right there. And I don't think you'll be sorry about it there. I've never, like I said, I've been happy with these things. There we go. Sorry about all the camera moving. I'm doing all this with one camera. I've been happy with these lithiums ever since I put them on the boat there. So, you know, I don't never run out of battery power anymore. I don't even get close to running out of battery power. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in just a little bit. Well, guys, let me give you an update. I was just getting ready to leave, go fishing there, and man, it come a flood. I mean, it just poured rain, and I pulled up the radar just now there, and there's a whole bunch more coming there. So I guess the fishing trip's off for the day. it had rained and rained and rained around here. Now we got a daggum tropical storm coming in. You know, it's gonna make it even rain worse. So we'll get around to I show you guys how much battery I got left on the Alps on another video. I'll just include that in there to let y'all so you can see exactly what I'm talking about how much battery is. You know, these batteries have so much power in them. It's crazy for the size they are. But I'll get that included in it where y'all can see. You know, generally when I get back, I fish. You know, so I have fished all day long. I come in with 90% battery left there. So anyhow, guys, I hope y'all got something out of this right here. I hope it answered some of the questions I left off in the other deal there. And I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all next time.